my tattoo journey started not that long ago actually. I got my first tattoo when I was 24. The reason I took so long to get tattoos is, first of all, I wasn't really sure. I also think it's because of the career that I have. But back then, when I started my career, being a model and having tattoos was a very big no-no because it gives you personality, it gives you character. Mainly the focus of modeling is that they just want to use you as hangers. Also, because I do modeling in Japan, tattoo itself it was considered a taboo. It was either linked to like mafias and bad people. I put it off for a little while and I joined a very edgy kind of international model agency. So then when I joined this agency, I went on cherry blossom picnic with them in Yoyogi Park. There was like this one girl that was from Mexico that she had come to Japan and she just happened to be a tattoo artist. She said to me, hey, I'm doing a tattooing session at the agency. If you're down, come on through. So she gave me my very first tattoo, which I was like, oh my God, this tattoo, it has to mean like so much to me. Me and my best friend are obviously very close. I remember asking her to, in her own handwriting, this too shall pass. We printed it out, I gave it to the tattoo artist and she tattooed, and that's when I got my first tattoo on my ribs. But that was like my first experience. And also on the same day, she was like, do you want anything else? And then she showed me how like she has like tiny little tattoos, and she ended up giving me a tiny little tattoo on my ankle. It's a heart. I often forget about it, and sometimes when I'm taking a shower or something and I'm not wearing my contact lens, I seriously think there's a spider on my leg. And then I'm like, oh, it's my tattoo. Fast forward a couple of months, I tell her that I really want another tattoo. The meaning behind it is that we're always going to go through so many things in our life and then, you know, eventually reach peace. Because it is on my chest and because it is on the bone, I remember when she was tattooing me, she had to do little by little and give me like 20-second breaks because yo, that was so intense. Like I could feel it just vibrating in my skull. I felt like I was getting my whole skull tattooed. For a while, I just stayed with that because currently the tattoos that I had, I was able to still hide them and be able to do my job. I think about a year later, I was in Mexico. That same friend of mine was in Mexico and she was again doing a tattooing session. I was really getting into neck tattoos. After thinking about it a lot, I knew that I wanted to get a rose, so I ended up just like asking her to design a little rose and just do it in the back of my neck. Honestly, I did not feel anything. It actually felt very good. I really thought it was going to be extremely painful because so many people have told me that the neck is the most sensitive part, it's so painful. So yeah, this one still, it was like one that I had covered. Again, I could still do my work. A few months later after that, I was in Japan again and I was doing this photo shoot and there was this girl that was like from far away, like kept on looking. She was like, oh, I'm so happy to have seen like Laura do her job. And then she told me that, you know, she's a tattoo artist and that if I ever have interest to do a tattoo, that she would totally love to do it for me. And I think maybe a month later, I decide to do this piece, which is the sakura. So I go with my sister, we go to her studio and I tell her that I really want to have some flowers, but I don't want to have a rose just because I already have a rose here. She quickly like sketches out one of my favorite flowers, which is also sakura. I was like, you're a genius, this is beautiful. And she like, you know, they place the ink template on you and I loved it. And the reason I really like this artist is because the way that she does her tattoo lines, it's very, very thin. Also the ink that she uses is very good because even until now, a few years have gone by, but the ink and even the quality of the tattooing is still very, very high quality. Now let's get to the one that I know a lot of people are probably excited about, and it's my back tattoo. A quick story on my back tattoo. I had someone that was learning how to tattoo, but also tattooing. They let me pay them just a little tip. So I wanted to get the moon phase on my back from the start of my neck all the way to the bottom. The drawing looks fine and everything. Having the tattoo done and then waiting a few days, something wasn't quite right. Either the ink that was used was not good, or maybe my skin reacted to the ink. Everything became very blurry, and let's just say that it was a little bit of a mess. It did make me a little bit sad because this is a tattoo we're talking about on my back. I forgot to mention that I have this tattoo on my left arm, and it's the birth location from my little sister. That's all. That was the same artist as well. And then a few months later, when I returned to Japan, I remember messaging Mi-chan, the same girl that did this, telling her about my concerns. I think because I saw that she also does cover-ups. There are some tattoo artists that don't like to do cover-ups. Oh my god, okay, please save me. So I went to her and I showed her the back, and she was like, wow, yeah, like, it's kind of weird, isn't it? She took a photo of my back with her iPad, and she was like, okay, well, we need to kind of like make something here. It's gonna be bigger, if that's okay with you. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Like, at this point, I just really want to have a beautiful back piece, because I can't even wear little tops because I'm so embarrassed that my back looks like a kid drew with a black marker on my back. She just asked me some of my favorite things and what I wanted to include. Like 15 minutes, she came up with this beautiful design on her iPad, and I was just mind blown, like, this is insane. But I was freaking out at the same time because, you know, I just had a very bad experience with my back. But I know that I had this that is beautiful, and I get a lot of compliments whenever I have my shoulders out. So I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. I lay down, and this was like the longest session for me that I ever did. So tattooing my back, like, I didn't really find it that painful. What did get painful was towards the very end, when your skin is already little tiny cuts. It's just like your body is trying to like heal the wound, but at the same time you're like, nope, psh, psh, ink, psh, ink, psh. So after 2 hours and a half, let me tell you that last 15 minutes, I was actually in tears. She was like, Laura, ganbatte, mo chotto dake. And I was like, you've said that for like 30 minutes. She, like, you know, cleaned it and everything, showed me, and I was like, whoa, but I'm gonna like faint because it was so much pain. But yeah, no, she just covered it, and then the next few days I just had to keep putting cream on it. Now it is one of my most loved tattoos as well, because I always get complimented on it. I love wearing open back tops now. Also have kind of a story towards it. I don't think that tattoos should have a story. Like, there's no specific meaning why I got each tattoo, aside from the first two. The rest is mainly because I think of it as like my body is a canvas, and I'm an artist, so I want like good artists draw on me, and kind of like we share this moment of appreciation and art. And then that's it. Will I get more tattoos? Yes, I have been wanting to get tattoo for a while now, since I haven't got one in 2 years. Right now I'm not in a rush. I do have an idea that I want to get a few tinier tattoos, and I will be using Mi-chan again. I will leave a link down below. If you live in Tokyo, definitely it is worth checking her out. She might be a little bit on the pricier side, but trust me, she's a genius. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let me know, do you guys have tattoos? Do you guys want to do tattoos? Or maybe you don't have tattoos at all, and that's also okay. Like, don't feel bad that you don't have tattoos. Like, that's also okay. Everyone is different. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!